When Ted, the already distant husband, received her cold confession that she could no longer maintain a relationship built on lies, everything between them officially ended. Ted's decision to keep the secret about Martin had triggered an irreparable collapse. But in the world of Fairmont Crest, every closed door opens another gateway, often leading straight into the abyss. Vernon, the aging yet still influential patriarch of the Dupree family, faced a new threat when Bill Hamilton, with his fake smile and thinly veiled ambition, issued an ultimatum. Either the Duprees would attend his wedding to Haley Lawson, or Martin's bloody past would be exposed to the public. Vernon, though bitter, had no choice. He was forced to yield, sacrificing his pride to protect the family's honor, Martin's future, and the carefully crafted facade their lineage had built over generations. But what unfolded at the wedding spiraled far beyond his control. Dani, Vernon's daughter, known for her impulsive temperament and repressed rage, literally shattered everything when she stormed into the ceremony wielding a gun. She not only destroyed the vows, but obliterated the illusion of harmony. The scandal spread like wildfire across social media and news outlets, turning what should have been a display of social power into an unforgettable memory of chaos. Vernon acted immediately. He called a press conference, dragging the entire family into a united but artificial front in a desperate attempt to salvage the public's trust. But behind the scenes, the cracks had already begun to widen. Naomi, intelligent, sharp, and increasingly suspicious, was pulled into the whirlwind when Vernon decided to reveal everything to her. The truth about Martin was a ticking time bomb, and although Naomi maintained a calm exterior, she couldn't hide her horror upon hearing the long-buried story. Martin's name became the centerpiece of every conversation, every whisper behind closed doors. And then, as if the unearthed secrets weren't devastating enough, Vernon discovered that his grandson was secretly preparing for a presidential campaign. Warnings were issued immediately. Vernon knew too well a national campaign would expose everything. Nothing could stay hidden, especially not the 2023 incident, buried in blood, money, and lies. Martin, already tormented by guilt, sleepless nights, and nightmares that bled into waking hours, could no longer pursue ambition. He withdrew, quietly but bitterly, but fate wouldn't let him rest. Kenny, the man Martin once nearly beat to death in a roadside robbery, returned unexpectedly. He was no longer the Kenny of the past, reconstructed by plastic surgery, with a new identity and a new name. Kenneth, but the same soul, harboring an undying grudge. Kenny had infiltrated the inner sanctum of the Dupree family, the country club, as an anonymous waiter. And from the shadows, he began to destroy Martin piece by piece. Not with blood, but with fear. By repeating images only Martin could understand. By whispering phrases that made Martin doubt reality itself. Martin couldn't breathe, couldn't sleep. His nightmares now lasted through the day. Vernon noticed early and confronted Kenny. A settlement offer was made, but Kenny didn't want peace. He wanted power, money, public humiliation. He began blackmailing them, while Vernon and Martin opposed violence. Those who had once helped cover up the past were no longer willing to play by the rules. Bill, always ruthless beneath his suave exterior, and Joey Armstrong, a cold-blooded gambler, agreed. Kenny had to disappear. Randy Parker, Joey's loyal enforcer, was assigned to clean things up. He approached Kenny on a rainy night, but Kenny, cunning and cautious, escaped. Days later, Kenny returned, like a ghost demanding vengeance. But this time, the ending was inevitable. He was found dead in Stance Park. The initial report claimed it was a failed robbery, but no one in the Dupree family believed that. They knew, deep behind the scenes, something had shifted, something beyond saving. Although Martin was now free of Kenny, he remained trapped in the storm. The police investigated. The public speculated. All eyes turned toward him. And even without official charges, Kenny's shadow never left. Martin needed a lawyer, someone who could shield him from justice, battle the media, and fend off the growing network of enemies. Naomi, once Vernon's most trusted, now seemed like the family's only hope. Though once shocked by the truth, she understood. Retreat was no longer an option. The Duprees didn't need more cover-ups. They needed a survival strategy. The story of the Dupree family is not merely the fall of social empire. It is the tragedy of those who believe they could control everything, only to learn that the past always finds a way back, not knocking, not warning, but always arriving just in time to unleash the greatest devastation. And in that world, where honor is currency, power is weaponry, and truth is twisted beyond recognition, the survivors are not the strongest, but those who know when to bow, who to sacrifice, and when to remain silent. But as Martin's name echoes once again, not as a presidential candidate, but as a suspect in a chain of blood-soaked events, a new gate opens. And no one knows whether what lies beyond it is forgiveness or destruction. You in the future, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Soap News and Spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.